interesting topic, and it is the youth migration dilemma. Staying safe while pursuing opportunities. And I'm going to give a big shout out to my classmates in the financial literacy and entrepreneurship class that was sponsored by GIZ, because we learned a whole lot about entrepreneurship and why people should be encouraged not to go into illegal migration. So from Mr. Fred to all the other members, hello. And today, I'll be having a very special guest who was actually one of the facilitators in that program. She is a dynamic leader with passionate advocacy for the rights of and empowerment of women and young people in Nigeria. She's the executive director of the Society for Empowerment of Young Persons, SEYP. And she has been instrumental in driving the organization's mission to create a safer, more equitable society. She has worked in the immigration space for over 4 years. I tell you, this lady is no rookie. And she has extensive experience and interactions with over 500,000 migrants. So when you hear all that Lampedusa and co, this is a lady who knows her onions. And in fact, she'll be telling us about all those countries when she comes in today, because I'm going to take her to task about all those stories we hear. Are they really real? So across Africa today, youth migration has become a defining issue, a blend of hope and courage, and at times desperation. So that is what is happening right now. Many young people continue to seek greener pastures, quality education, safer environments beyond their borders. And yet for countless others, the journey has turned into a struggle for survival, marked with exploitation, abuse, and in many, many cases, tragedy. So my guest is Victoria Omoeru. She's calling in all the way from Benin City, and we may be asking her to rep her people when she gets onto the line today, so that you can know that safety train crosses borders, and we are a force to be reckoned with when it comes to safety education. So we are commemorating the African Youth Day. And in this edition of Safety Train, we're shining the spotlight on the youth migration dilemma, staying safe while pursuing opportunities. We'll be exploring why so many young Africans feel compelled to migrate, the safety challenges they face along the way, and how we can work together to build a continent where young people can thrive without fear. The conversation will focus on creating safer, more inclusive environments where every young person has the opportunity to grow, succeed, and contribute meaningfully to national development right here in Africa. Because when our youth feel safe, supported, and empowered, migration becomes a matter of choice, not of necessity. So I am really looking forward to this discussion today. I'll be asking Victoria Omoeru about her experience, what the key reasons are for people migrating, all those seas like the Mediterranean and some of those places that they get hooked up in, even the Sahara Desert. Why is this happening to the African youth, and what can we do to prevent it? So I'm just thinking maybe I'm going to just dial Victoria in a minute so that she can join this conversation in case for any reason she's finding it difficult to join. Yeah, so give us a minute.
got a quick traffic update around the Motor axis. It's a slow and steady movement of vehicles from Sabo roundabout inwards Sabo Market. But we have traffic managers very much on ground doing the needful. Moving towards Sabo Nimalu inwards Alaka, Jendor, Nasfat, Sawmill down to Itamaga. Things are still looking quite friendly. Return journey Itamaga. Inwards Alaka is good, but slow and moving, approaching Iligboba down to Sabo roundabout. It's a manual control situation at Itamaga Junction, inwards Lasustek. Movement from Lucky Fiber, Hypo, Maya, Energy down to Adamo is still looking quite friendly. Adamo inwards in Mota connecting Agboa is good to go both inwards and outwards. And Itamaga roundabout good. Moving towards Idi, Roko, Omitoro, Eleshin, Elekba is still good. All the way down to AP, down to Berigbe is good. Traffic managers very much on ground doing the needful at this time.
Hello, Victoria. Hello, Victoria.
Good evening, Miss Faye.
Good evening, Victoria. It's so good to have you all the way from Benin. So I want you to rep your people by greeting them in your lingua franca so that they know the Benin people who came to Lagos as JJC, they will know that they have a sister somewhere who is repping them today. Please go ahead.
Obota, I hope we're all doing fine this evening. Obota is good evening in Benin.
Obota, all right. So I learned a new one. Yes. Awesome. So you're really welcome, Victoria. And just before you came in, we'd been talking about some of those names we hear on, the TV or radio. We'll be hearing, Lampedusa. Some people crossed the Sahara. Some people got caught in Mediterranean Sea. And my question is, from your experience, what are the key reasons why young people in Africa who we are celebrating today, continue to migrate from Nigeria and other African countries, taking these very dangerous journeys, so to say? Why?
Well, as we all know, in Nigeria currently, the labor market is just minor, or even the economic opportunities for youth is dwindling. So usually the push factor is access to better job opportunity, access to better life, access to better education, better security. It's those are the push factors, or those are the major push factors as to why the youths are leaving Nigeria. Because unfortunately, based on our, discussions with them, they do not really see a future here in Nigeria. They don't believe that things are going to get better, especially with the way things are going on in the politics scene. So many of them giving up. They are no longer patriotic and have decided it is best that they leave Nigeria. We have some of them that would even say that they would rather die on the road.
Wow.
They would rather die in the desert than die here in their home country.
Wow. This is big. Now, I want to, disagree with this lack of opportunity. Somebody builds a refinery and is saying, I'm going to create 65,000 jobs. And then we know that a lot of things related to infrastructure. Where I'm sitting now, I can see my blue line, my red line. And of course, even in Lagos State, there are areas opening up where we need this youth. So how come they keep saying they don't have opportunities? Is it because they don't have the right skills?
Well, aside from skills, let's not forget that TVET skills is not something that even our parents glorify. If you would agree with me, our parents glorify blue-collar jobs, go to school, white-collar jobs, but they've forgotten that blue-collar jobs actually are important. Skills are very important. So many of them do not have that vocational skill. And back in the day, people actually go to school to get these TVET skills. You will get your NSQR, and with the way it used to be back then, when you get that certification, you can go outside the country and still use that certification to be able to work, that you have skill. But it is no longer something that, it's common in these days, although there are discussions around trying to create incentives, trying to the make
federal government
see the reason
doing
why they
a lot
learn.
now.
Yeah, because if you look at it, even in Germany, they're looking for skilled youths. They're looking for skilled persons. In fact, Germany is not saying they don't want people. I decided to talk about Germany because I know early this year, they deported a lot of Nigerians. Right now, they are not saying they don't want people, but they want skilled
people, and they want them to come in the right way now.
Exactly. They want you to follow the right path.
Can you please paint a picture?
But now, you mentioned that in Lagos State, these opportunities are available.
Yes.
Yeah. But then I'm speaking from Edo State. We do not have any refinery. We do not even have any major industry. There's really nothing major that is bringing resources. Like there's no industry that you say, okay, that you are going to employ the youth. Even I don't know if you know, but Dangote's limestone that he uses mostly is from Edo State. Okila is even written on Okila is in Edo State
for limestone. All right.
Yes, for limestone. They get limestone here from Edo State. Yes, when you come to Edo State, it doesn't even look like we have any natural resources at all.
Okay, let me quickly take you to another angle now, because we were able to take a quick traffic update before you came on. Now, there are these myths and misconceptions that the youths have in their head, that once they travel, the streets are paved in gold, and very easily they would get a house with light, with water. Are they really in touch with reality? Like the bills they have to pay, like the kind of menial jobs they have to do? Can you tell us the actual picture as opposed to a social media picture?
They are not aware because they've forgotten that our reality is not their reality. We don't pay. There are certain bills that we don't pay here. Once you buy your house, your house is yours outrightly. You don't need to say you're paying any mortgage. It is not something that they are used to. That's why I think in Canada, unfortunately, we have a lot of homeless Nigerian youth currently in Canada. And many of them have started abusing drugs because they're on the streets. And even though they are suffering, because of, the way we glorify traveling abroad, they are actually not wanting to call their family members to let them know that, okay, this is what I'm going through.
This is really, really tough. Now, Victoria,
so they don't know. They don't, I wouldn't say, well, let me not say they don't know, because there are some of them that are aware, because we create awareness. They know, but they'll be like, my head is stronger. When I get there, I'll be able to handle it.
I will make it.
Reality, yes, until reality kicks in. And by then, some of them will start doing like, if I had known. But you were told. At the end of the day, majority of them, that's the discussion at the end of the day. If I had known, I wouldn't have done this. Because even some of these persons who travel irregularly, some of them, yes, were smuggled. They paid to be smuggled. There are some of them that were trafficked.
Can you just quickly, outline the difference between a regular migration and an irregular migration?
All right. So irregular migration is when you enter a state or country without the proper means of identification, the proper documents that you require, and through the proper route that you're supposed to take. So if you are going to Europe, it's expected that you're supposed to take a flight.
Exactly.
Get your
land at Frankfurt or Belgium, Antwerp, and do this. Not that you will come across the Lampedusa.
A lot of our persons will live here, go to the north, cross the border, then from there they start entering
Sahara Desert.
If they survive it. Now that's the reason why I mentioned smuggling. People that are smuggled, those ones, they pay to follow the wrong place, right? But some of them, they are not aware of the dangers involved in it. They are not aware that they will be trafficked at some point.
Okay.
They are not aware that they will be handed over to kidnappers at some point.
Wow.
Yes.
Victoria, can you hold your thoughts? I think my colleague, the OAP, has some information. All right, we are to continue, but I just want to invite the public, our listeners, to call in. This is a time for you to contribute and ask your questions. You can dial 0809 9120777. In the alternative, you can send a WhatsApp message to that number, and you can call in the alternative 091 53 877127. So you need to be able to contribute to this discussion. We're commemorating the Africa Day of the Youth. That is the African Youth Day. We are looking at the dilemma of youth migration. We're talking about staying safe while pursuing opportunities. Must you travel as a smuggler, not knowing, being uncertain of all what is on the road, like Victoria has said? It could be, for ritual purpose, for kidnapping, for all kinds of things that you expose yourself to. If you have any questions related to this, you're a youth today, do call in and let us hear from you. Okay, Victoria, there's a little bit of interference from your side. Hello? There's a little,
yes,
there's a bit of interference. But we need to ask you, what are the common what organizations, what your organization, SEYP, how do you engage these migrants to promote safe practices and awareness? How is that being done? Organizations such as yours, where can these youth find succor? That is really what we're asking about, because if you advertise, they are going to bill us here, Victoria. But if you can tell us what organizations can do to help these youths, get into a safe space. Some of them who are deported, how do they get reintegrated? Can you take us a little through that journey? Thank you.
All right, so we work with here in Edo State. We work with different partners, such as the International Organization for Migration.
Okay.
Now, their assistance doesn't only fall on when you are in Nigeria. IOM gives support. Let's just imagine I'm in Libya. And I want to come back to Nigeria. I do not have the resources to come back to Nigeria. I don't even know what I'm going to do with my life. If I go to an IOM office, they have a program that they call Assist Voluntary Return and Reintegration. When you go there, they would speak with you, know the level of vulnerability. If you really do need this assistance, how can they assist you? Then they would assist such persons to come back to Nigeria. Now, after coming back to Nigeria, they usually do business skill training for them.
Okay.
Then they do, depending on who they got the support from. If it is Swiss Embassy who supported, they would get vocational skill training. But if not, they would get just the vocational skill training and livelihood support at the end of the day as well.
Okay,
because
can I just come in, Victoria? Because I'm speaking to a mother, Mama Sikira, Yabomboy, you are in that bus. You are hearing what we're saying on Lagos Traffic Radio today. Your child has contacted you that the rosy picture of the abroad, is not what he or she is seeing there. And we're telling you now, call that son or daughter of yours. Tell them to find such organizations like the International Organization for Migration to go to and tap into this assisted program. I know Abike Dabiri always speaks about this, and today we are throwing a lifeline out there to any child who is stuck in a foreign land and is not happy with the conditions. Let them, as an African youth, a woman, a youth, a young boy, young girl, let them approach the right place for help. So please hold your thoughts. We'll take a traffic update.
All right.
All right, just reiterating the update we had earlier as regards the Okay, this is. Let's just touch on this. Yes, we have this one from the Lekki Peninsula axis, where it's busy between VFS and Ikate. Outwards journey is still good. Busy between Car Wash and Dome on Freedom Way. Inwards VFS good. Between Zenith on Admiralty and Dome on Freedom Way, it is a busy situation. Inwards Tantalizer from Zenith still moving well. Road 14 to Lekki Link Bridge roundabout is a busy one, whereas it's free to Alexander through Lekki Ikoyi Link Bridge. Outwards is busy back to Lekki Ikoyi Link Bridge due to high influx coupled with the fact that we have speed breakers on that stretch. The rest of the journey on Admiralty to Farm City is good to go for now. Outwards is also good. Do not forget that incident reports. Tata Red Bus with mechanical problems occupying about 50% of the road at Majidun in Nozoguluntu. Control room, do let us know what the present state of things is as regards this. We also have a report of a fuel tanker accident in front of Nimasa. This is all the way at Kirikiri. Nimasa, Kirikiri. Okay. We'll keep giving you feeds on that, but I see pictures just showing rescue operations ongoing at the scene of that. Back to you, Fayo.
Thank you very much, Akan. Thanks for staying tuned to the Safety Train. I have been speaking with Victoria Omoero, all the way from Benin City, and time runs fast when you're having fun. So we have barely a minute to go. So Victoria, can you please, in a nutshell, share a real-life example of how an unsafe migration affected individuals or a community that you worked with?
Sorry, repeat your question.
Yes, please. I would like you to share a real-life example of how this unsafe migration affected an individual or a community in just 1 minute. Thank you.
Okay, so I will use an example of a lady. She was married with 3 children in Auchi, and I don't know, a friend of her told her about the, traveling abroad. She'll see better opportunities and all that. She mentioned to her family, and they were against it, but she went ahead anyway. She abandoned her children, abandoned her husband. Her family did not know where she was, and she traveled. Her family were looking for her for 5 good years. Wow. Eventually, the fact that her mother could not find her child took a toll on the mom, and she eventually passed. After she passed, her siblings made a vow that as long as they are concerned, she's dead to them, and they are not interested in anything that concerns her. Now, going forward, we eventually were able to find her. She was in Libya, but at the point where we found her, or when she was found by IOM, she already had some mental issues based on the trauma that she had gone through. So she could not even fully remember the names of her family members. She could only remember, I remember this area. So we had to do family tracing, and the only way we were able to we had to go to the market, show her pictures around, hoping that somebody will recognize her. Luckily, somebody recognized her, took us to her sister, and the sister told us, I'm happy people have found out, but I dash out to you guys. We are not interested. I said, okay, please call your other siblings. And those ones told me the same thing. He said, I am struggling right now to even take care of my family, my own personal family. I cannot add my sister because from what you are telling me now, she has some mental issues, which means she would need
a lot of care,
and I cannot.
That's about what we can take today, Victoria. Exactly. It's sad.
And as at this point, her husband was dead already.
Ooh,
so we had to go to the husband's village and plead with the husband's family. It was the husband's family that accepted her back. But even with that, there was a lot of back and forth. She was only accepted back because when these people come back, there's usually support attached to it. That was the only reason why the family accepted her back.
Terrible.
Now,
anyway, sorry, Victoria.
Scattered in different places. So you see how it has not only affected her family, affected herself, but even the community, entire family, her area that were wondering what happened to her.
Thank you very much, Victoria Omoero. Unfortunately, we cannot take any more, but that has been touching. It has been enlightening. Thank you for calling. We'll allow you to go now. We're very grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much.
Thank you.
Thanks
so
for your
this
time.
program, bye. This program was supported by Rely Supply Limited, providers of first aid boxes and training for brand promotion. On radio, to show yourself as a caring brand, you can dial 0803 40303666. Till I come your way again next week, I'm available across social media at Fayo Williams is my handle, and I'll be saying via con Dios, which means go with God.